Most people are sending the same cold email to everyone on their list. Same subject line, same opener, same call to action, just swapping out the company name and the first name and calling it Personalize. And they wonder why nobody replies. Here's the truth. Buyers can smell a mass blast from miles away. And in 2026, with everybody using AI to send emails, the bar for what gets a response has gone up. But here's the flip side. AI. That is when you use it the right way. It allows you to send emails that feel like you spent 20 minutes researching every person at thousands of contacts a day. That's what I'm going to show you today. My exact workflow to personalize cold emails using Clay at scale. The same systems that I run here for Velocity Flow. Let's get into it. Quick context on who I am. My name's Anthony. I run Velocity Flow. We're a cold email agency and we book sales meetings on our clients' behalf. I'm in the back end of these campaigns every single day. From building lists to writing sequences to running inboxes to analyzing reply rates. So when I talk about these workflows, it's not just theory, it's what we actually use. By the end of this video, you're gonna understand why most AI personalization is still trash, what real personalization at scale actually looks like, and exactly how to build this workflow step by step in Clay. If you're new here, subscribe. I drop cold email and agency content every week. But without further ado, let's dive in. When most people hear AI personalization, they just think, cool, I have AI write my email. And then what they end up doing is they go over to some platform like ChatGPT, for example, and they type something in like, write me a cold email for John at XYZ company. And it gives you something like this. Now, this is exactly what we don't want. They plug in the name, they plug in the company, they think they're being clever, and they just hit send. The problem is these emails all sound the same. They all have the same structure, the same rhythm, and buyers read hundreds of emails like this. So what makes you think they're gonna take the time to read your email if it looks exactly the same? They know what an AI written email looks like, and they just delete it before they even finish the sentence. Real personalization isn't just putting someone's name, it's showing that you actually looked at them specifically, their company, their content, their situation, and most importantly, that what you're offering is specific to that context. The magic isn't the AI, the magic is what you feed the AI. And here's where Clay comes in. Instead of getting an email like this, where there's clearly a lot of red flags, as we see the first line is coming off talking about yourself. It's not gonna give them any reason to keep reading and the email is gonna get deleted. Plus, this is way too much. Now, if you haven't used Clay before, here's a simple version. Clay is essentially a data enrichment tool. You upload a list of prospects to Clay, and Clay goes out there and finds information about them from dozens of sources. LinkedIn, company websites, job postings, news articles, you name it. But the part that most people sleep on is this. Clay has a built-in AI column powered by Clay's own AI agent. Clay credits are expensive, so there is a workaround that I'll show you here in just a second. So you can take all the enrichment data, the stuff that Clay just pulled about your prospect, and feed it directly into the prompt. And Clay will generate a custom output for every single row. So instead of you writing a personalized line for 500 prospects, Clay does it for you. For every single contact automatically. That's the workflow. It's simple because it is. Now the results depend entirely on how you build it. So let me show you the exact setup. So as you see here, the first thing that you're gonna need is a list of prospects, which I already have imported into my Clay. There's a bunch of different ways that you could import the leads, but it's super simple. You're just gonna go up here to tools, you're gonna press import from CSV, and you're gonna drop the CSV right here. So what I did is I did a scrape off of AI Arc. I verified these emails through Million Verifier, and then from there, I grabbed the CSV and I threw it in here, and this is what we get. So for this example here, this is a scrape that I just recently did. As you see, around 3,600 rows, all verified emails. I have all the important data that I'm gonna need. So that's gonna be the company name, the company website, the first name, and I also have the LinkedIn URLs right here. So what we've been doing for Velocity Flow is, as you see here, this is going to be the AI column. Essentially what you're gonna do is you're gonna prompt the column. In our case, we're giving the AI the prompt to go to the company websites, scan the website, and look for the company's top case study, and then we're referencing that. Now, if they can't find a top case study, they're defaulting to the service that the company provides. So for example here, it was able to find an actual case study. That's why it says prospects like Lloyd's. This is gonna be the prospect's top case study. We're actually able to reference that. Now, if it can't find a case study, it'll say something like this: prospects looking for recruiting services. So it just defaults to the main service. So as you can see here, this is way more personalized and it looks like you actually did your homework. Now you may be asking, how do I set it up? How do I get the AI column? So let me go ahead and show you. Super simple. So So essentially what you're going to do is you're going to press add column. You're going to go to use AI, and then you're going to essentially insert your prompt here. For the sake of this video, I'm just going to go ahead and copy the exact prompt. Now, getting the prompt is super simple. You can go into ChatGPT or Claude, and you can ask it to give you a prompt. You could say something like, I want to find top case studies for this potential prospect. I need you to go and scan their website. Now, if you can't find a case study, I need you to default to the top service, and it'll write you a prompt. Now, once you have that prompt, you're just going to go ahead and copy it. Now, you would copy your prompt from ChatGPT or from Claude, and you might have to mess with it a little bit as well to actually get the perfect prompt that's going to give you what you're looking for. Okay, so once you have that copied, you're going to go here, you're going to go use AI, and you're just going to go ahead and paste that in here. Now, if you remember, like I said, Clay credits have gone very expensive. So instead of using Clay credits, what you can do is you come over here to configure, and instead of using Clay, you can actually use a GBT, which is going to be way less. As you see here, the GPT-5 Nano is going to be 0.5 credits, so more cost efficient. So I'm going to go ahead and switch it to that. And as you see, I already have a login that I created. So essentially for this, so you're not using your Clay credits, you're going to press add account, and you're going to grab the API key from ChatGPT, and you're going to plug it in here. So you're not getting charged directly from your Clay credits. And you're just going to go ahead and press save and don't run. So as you can see here, we now have the column. So we're just going to go ahead and press run. And as you can see here, the data is going to start populating. So super simple when it comes to adding an AI column, and you could essentially do that for anything as long as you give it the right prompt for what it is that you want. Now, sometimes the AI does mess up, so you do have to quality check it, which a lot of people forget to do. Sometimes they'll say like prospects looking for top case studies. So what you're going to do is on the text column, you're going to go ahead and put a filter on it. So you're going to put prospects looking for top performing case studies is one that it usually messes up on. As you see here, I already had cleared it, but sometimes there will be rows where it says prospects looking for top performing case studies. Now, obviously you're going to want to fix that. So super simple fix. You're just going to go over here to Sculptor, and this is AI as well. Now you're just going to go over here, and you're essentially going to say some columns are outputting top performing case studies. Please fix this. And you're just going to go ahead and enter that. And it's basically going to give you a workaround, and it's going to help you fix the column. As you see here, right, it already updated the column. I already had updated it. It tells you that it updates it, and you'll be able to go back and rerun the rows and make sure that you go through and you check everything, and you're going through all the rows and making sure it's giving you the correct data. Now, once you have that, for us at least, that's essentially all the personalization that we do, and that is good enough for us to actually get responses. Now, the way we're going to frame the copy is going to be super simple. The main things that we use is going to be the first name, the normalized company name, and the primary service, which the AI pulled for us. So for example here, hey Scott, if we could connect ETS recruiting with 15 plus prospects looking for recruiting services in the next month, would that be interesting? You put a time frame on it, you put a number as to how many prospects you could connect them with, and then it shows that you did your homework. Now for this one, as you see here, some of them, they default to the service if they can't find a case study. But if we look at one that has a case study, let's go with Doug, for example. Hey Doug, if we can connect APR executive search with 15 plus prospects like Lloyd's, which is their case study, within a month, would that be worth a quick chat? Worth discussing more. There's so many different CTAs that you can use, but essentially that is what our copy looks like. That's what's been working for us. Now, once you're happy with the outputs, super simple, you're just going to go ahead and export this list out. So you're going to go to exports, you're going to go to download CSV. It's going to go ahead and download. And now you're going to take this into whatever sender that you use. For us, that would be SmartLead. So I'll just go ahead and take the CSV into SmartLead. And that's essentially it. Now, a few things that I've learned running this at scale that'll save you some pain. Number one, the more specific the data source, the better the output. Number two, one variable beats multiple every time. Number three is write better prompts, not more prompts. A lot of the times, the longer your prompt is, the more confusing it's going to be for the AI. Now, number four, which is going to be super important, is testing your prompt on 10 prospects before you test it on your whole list. So that's the workflow. Clay pulls the data, AI writes the line, you quality check, you send. The thing I want you to take away from this is scale and quality are not opposites anymore. With the right setup, you could send emails that feel handwritten to thousands of people at once. That's the edge. If you want to see more how I build campaigns, the sequence, the framework, the infant structure, subscribe. I post cold email content weekly. If you have any questions, feel free to drop those in the comments below. Now, if you're interested on how we could potentially do this for your business, I'll drop my website below and you could go ahead and book a 15-minute call. Other than that, I hope this brought value. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.